And, we don't really start anything. We don't really start meditating. We just become aware of what's here. It's the simplest thing in the world. So let's become aware of what's looking. We just start there. So we relax all the way back into what's looking. It's also what's feeling, what's hearing, what's tasting. It's the pure subjectivity, the pure witnessing behind everything. And it's steadfast. It doesn't ever go away. It will always be here. It's your truest nature. It's deeply healing and relaxing to simply be aware of. And as we're aware of what's looking, what's feeling, what's hearing me, let's also be aware of its qualities. It's got the quality of permanence. Just see for yourself, could it ever go anywhere? This witnessing, this beingness. And then look and see, is there anywhere it isn't? It might feel like it's not in your body or that thoughts aren't a part of it, but look. Aren't thoughts just like movements inside of it? Aren't sensations just movements through it? Does it get disrupted by anything? Or is it completely steady? So you don't have to do anything for it. There can be a little story of a separate self jumping around. That's no problem. It doesn't disrupt it at all. And in a sense, all we're doing is just steadying our awareness inside of awareness. Just leaning back and letting ourselves relax as the witnessing, as the what's looking, what's feeling. We're not doing anything, just witnessing. Witnessing can have a little bit of a distancing quality, however, as a word. But there isn't any distance between what's looking or what's feeling and feeling. There isn't actually any distance, but there is a kind of disembodiment that we all have, where what feels isn't totally connected. Of course, it is. It doesn't actually go anywhere. But it's almost like bringing in this what feels all the way forward, all the way into the cells, all the way into the body, in and through the body. So let's just start by feeling the chest move with the breath. We're just going to feel it. Just feel your chest. So what feels is coming all the way in close. It's coming all the way into the muscles and the tissues between the ribs. It's coming into the lungs, inside the air in the lungs. Feeling the lungs move. Feeling the ribs move. Feeling the spine behind your heart move with every breath. And feeling inside the spine itself, inside the spinal cord and inside the vertebrae. Feel inside the bones of the rib cage. What feels, what looks, it wants to be deeply in touch with this body. It's what's going on. It wants to be fully inside this avatar, fully operational inside of it. But we have little thoughts, little ideas that block it. But right now, we don't listen to any of those. We just go right in. So let's go right into the heart as well. Feel the center of the heart and feel the heartbeat. That which feels would like to feel the whole heart. It wants to feel the whole sternum. It wants to feel the layers of the skin from the inside out of the whole chest. There's nothing in your body, there's nothing of your being that pure awareness, pure witnessing doesn't want to be in total touch with. Nothing. There's nothing. Not a thought, not a sensation, not a pain. If there's pain here, interestingly, you can see for yourself, if there's pain in your chest, notice how pure feeling, pure witnessing would like to get even closer to the pain. It especially wants to be in touch with the pain. It just has a bad reputation in human life, but see for yourself if there's a little twinge of pain or a knot, maybe in the ribs, maybe right in the middle of the heart. Let you, what's looking, go right in. Just for now, just to see what happens. No thought about it, no words to describe the sensation. Even pain, just throw that word right out. So feel your whole chest from the inside out, from deep inside the heart and the lungs, all through all the bands of muscle, the ribs, the diaphragm, the sternum, all the way through the skin, feeling up inside the collarbone, feeling the tops of the shoulders and deep inside the shoulders themselves. The more we're inside our shoulders, really feeling them, feel the shape of them. Let awareness explore into the shoulder joint, the caps of the shoulders, the shoulder blades, the bands of muscles that stretch over the shoulder blades, the spinal cord up at the top of the back, toward the neck. Notice how the shoulders just naturally, with no effort, start to soften. The body feels safe when it's held in you. You're both the mother and the child, or the father and the child. And you're holding you so close as to merge. So let the shoulders just relax more than they ever have. And as we go, feel free to move around if it feels like you need a stretch or a release of some kind, a deep out breath, or there's little twitches or things. It's totally great. It's the body releasing a little buildup of tension here and there. And also feel free to move that witnessing around. If it wants to go back to the spine and the chest, or stay a little longer in the shoulders and or the neck, that's fine. Let it be free to move around and listen to the body and come in where the body's calling out for it. The more pain, the more tension, the more attention it needs. Let's feel the upper arms. Feel the bones of the upper arms and how the muscles wrap around. Feel through the skin. Feel inside the elbows, the crease of the elbows, that tender crease, the skin there. The bones of the elbows and the bones of the lower arms. Feel the wrists, the delicate wrists, yet so strong. And let the hands be deeply relaxed. The palms of the hands, in between the fingers and the nails. Feel the hands are vibrating. Feel that you're really, really inside your hands more than ever before. Like a glove. Feel how pulsing with aliveness they are. We're simply feeling ourselves. We're simply bringing what feels into feeling. Beautiful. Let's feel that back of the neck. The spinal cord comes up. See if you can really feel the spinal cord inside the neck. So in front of the spinal cord and in between each vertebrae. And if your neck wants to just move and stretch, that's lovely. What's looking, coming all the way in, all the way to the middle of the neck, deep inside the throat. Let it feel every little fold of the esophagus, of the muscles wrapping around the interior of the neck, the base of the throat, the front of the neck, all the way to the back. Feel that the neck is radiating from the inside out, because it is. The very, very core of everything, we're basically space and light beings. And the wattage of a human being, a human body, is immense. We can light up a small city. So just feel that. Feel the light. Feel the energy pulse of the neck. and feel the spaciousness. If you're really feeling inside the neck from the inside out, notice from what feels. We don't know where the neck begins and ends. The air in the room, clothes, all the way through the skin into the interior. It's continuous. You are 100% held in your own witnessing. This body has never been disconnected from anything. It couldn't be. But it's so, so, so important to feel that. And going all the way to the depths of the neck and inside the spine, maybe where it feels a little cut off, feels a little dense, feels a little like, well, no, that part might be separate. Go get it. Bring awareness right in there. And from inside the neck, where you're really feeling every corner all the way around, the left and the right, the front and the back, come on up to underneath the chin. Feel the flesh underneath the chin. Feel the chin itself, the jawline. Let the jaw just be super soft. Feeling inside the jawbone, inside the hinge of the jaw. We tend to hold a lot of tension here, but if we really come in there, right at that hinge, let the jaw be so soft. Feel the teeth in the lower jaw, the gums, the tip of the chin and the skin of around the jaw. Feel the lips, the roof of the mouth, the teeth, the tongue. The gums. Feel how the whole mouth blends with the cheeks and the nose and the sinuses. No part of the body is separate from another part. And the body itself isn't separate from its environment. There are natural boundaries that will just operate themselves. You don't have to do it. You don't have to boundary yourself. You don't have to lock yourself up. Feel underneath the eyes, top of the cheeks, the cheekbones itself, the temples. And let the whole face just soften with being witnessed and felt, being inhabited. Feel that you're really inside your own face and inside the eye sockets, inside the eyes themselves, inside the eyelids, the eyebrows, in between the eyes, the bridge of the nose, and right in between the brows, the brow line, the ridge of the skull there. What feels, what witnesses, coming all the way in and feeling every cell, every part of those bones of the brow line. Feel the whole forehead now. Feel the skin wrapped around the forehead. And from the temples and from the top of the forehead, relaxed and letting everything just go slack, letting everything just be. And I can feel all the way at the top of the skull. Feel like you're inhabiting every little bit of the top of the skull there. And then underneath the top of the skull, down into the brain. Feel your whole brain, the very center of the brain, the top of the brain, the front of the brain, and the back of the brain. And then all the way through the skull, letting the skull just soften and open as you play with feeling through it. From inside the brain through the skull, from outside the skull down into the brain, from the hair follicles, and then back inward. Feel the very back of the skull, the back of the neck, the brain stem, and the very back of the eyes. Let that widen and open, like you're breathing out the back of the neck, back of the head. Kind of like you're breathing out the top of the head as well. Or that the whole head is open and breathing. That air can get in, that you can feel it, feel the whole thing, and feel how it's deeply connected. If you're feeling behind your face, deep inside between your ears, if you're feeling the back of the neck and head, and then feeling through the skull, through the hair follicles and out. Notice what feels, what's witnessing, permeates outside the head and all the way inside the head. So you're being held in this witnessing. You're made of consciousness, made of light, made of the very thing witnessing it all. There's no story here, no knowing who you are. We don't have to go there now. You can play that role later. For now, just feel your infiniteness. Feel how this body is made of infinite light and infinite space and infinite witnessing. And exhaling through any tension. So we're going to feel through the whole head, the neck, the chest, the arms. Feel how that's all relaxing and opening more and more naturally. And then start to feel inside your diaphragm, under the rib cage. If the mind gets chatty, it's just a good sign. It means you're onto something. Those little distractors attempting to keep you out of the jewel box that is the center of your pelvis or center of your solar plexus. So wherever there's the most tension or pain there, maybe you feel like a gut punch a little lower in the belly. Maybe there's a little twist or knot. See if what feels can feel the whole quality of that. Goes right inside the knot, right inside the ache, right inside the tension in the solar plexus, and maybe down into the belly a little. Feel the spine behind the solar plexus. Feel the sides of the belly. Feel all the way to the front. Let your awareness sink into the belly a little bit more, right above the belly button. Feeling the spine, feeling the interior of the belly, feeling right through the belly button now. Let this whole area really show itself. Whatever the feelings are there, they get to be felt with no name, no story. Feel down into the lower belly, below the belly button now, starting to come into the pelvis, inside your intestines, the mid to lower back. Nothing to do but feel the body, fully show up inside the body. If there's nausea or any uncomfortable feeling, consider not leaving. Consider staying with it. Consider getting closer to that nausea. It's a piece of us that hasn't been felt, hasn't been witnessed, hasn't been seen. All right, feeling down into the very lower intestines now, is coming into the pelvis. You don't have to hold anything here. You're being held in this witnessing. Life is holding you. You could say source, you could say everythingness is holding you. So let your awareness come into the pelvis and let the pelvis really open. You don't have to hold your pelvis. The front of the pelvis and the pubic bone, the hips and the hip joints. Feeling the very, very middle of the pelvis. Let this witnessing, this awareness be like water, and the rivulets of water going into the bones and into the joints and into the tailbone and the spine and the lower back, pooling inside the pelvis so that you feel every corner of this wide, vast, rich in energy pelvis. Feel into the sexual organs and through them. Feel into the sit bones. And let the hips be nice and wide and open, unlocked. Feel down into the chair, or the bed, or the ground. Feel in and through the bottom of the pelvis, letting that tailbone open, letting the whole bottom of the pelvis open. Can let the sides open as well, the whole back of the pelvis and the front, like a blooming flower on all sides, soft and fully open. And there's likely aches and pains. What is it to not give them a name, but just to come closer to them? Feel them. Be in touch with the whole sensation of the pelvis. And there's nothing to be afraid of. There's no sensation that is any kind of threat. Never. Nothing. It's all a benediction. It's all goodness. From inside the joints of the pelvis, the hip joints. Maybe they're a bit achy. Really feel those joints and then feel inside the bones of the upper legs. Bones are hollow. They're made of air. See if you can feel that. Feel the muscles and the skin wrapped around those bones. And again, let it be that you're not holding your legs at all. Let them be held in you, this consciousness, this awareness. And you're just witnessing. Life's running this show. You don't have to do it. Life is pumping the blood of the legs. Life's rebuilding the bones and the cells in there. Life's rejuvenating the skin. You don't have to do it. Feel the contact with the chair. Feel through the bottoms of the legs, the thighs, into the chair. Notice the continuation there. See if you can really feel the quality of the chair. It's alive too. It has energy and movement too. It's made of light too. It's made of space too. Feel your knees. Feel the caps of the knees and underneath those caps. Feel underneath the knees, the skin there, that tender skin. The knees are made of air. Hollow kneecaps. Let's feel the lower legs, the shin bones and the calf muscles and the incredible skin stretched around. Again, those legs operate themselves. Life does it all. So let them be. Let them just be. Let the ankles be. Return them to God. Return them to life. You don't have to operate this thing. Ankles are made of light and air. As much as they're made of blood and flesh and bone. See if you can feel your feet, feel the arches and the pads. Maybe they're achy. But let witnessing come all the way in right where it hurts. Feel your nails and nail beds. Feel the space between the toes. Feel the tops of the feet, the heels, and the very tips of the toes. And inhabit your whole body now. Let what feels feel it all. With no name, no words, no ideas about it. Just feel it. It's so rich in sensation. Feel fully inhabited on your right side and your left side. Top, bottom, all the way to the front and all the way to the back. And all the way inside, all the way through, like an eyeball. Your whole body isn't one big eye. And you're feeling through the whole body, and the eye doesn't ever stop. Just witnessing and witnessing and witnessing. There's no edge here. So feel inside your body and through the skin, into the chair, into the air in the room, the top of your head up into the sky, the back of your body through the wall behind you, out into the street, from inside the body, out the front of you, out into the street, out into the forest. Reach for the sunshine, the bottom of you, down into the ground, down into the soil, the tree roots, the rock. Feel your connectedness, feel your utter connectedness. There's no line, there's no wall, there's no separate place. There's no point at which you're cut off. And you'll feel in the body where there might be a little part that feels a bit cut off. Just pour your awareness there. So all the sensation is kind of floating in, witnessing itself. It's floating in pure light, love, and quiet. What's looking is made of all these pure qualities. Pure silence, pure peace, rest, aliveness. Whatever it is you're looking for, notice how you're already floating in it. What's looking is made of it. It's holding you so close. It's loving you. It's utterly quiet. It's endless. And it's pure peace. You can just let the body soak it all in. All that peace, all that love, all that strength and steadfastness too. It's solid as a rock. At the same time, it's sweet and soft. Wherever there's a little spot in the body, maybe your crown, maybe your heart, maybe your tailbone, maybe the lower belly, just open right to it. Let that just open like a door to all this peace, all this vastness, all this love. Every part of the body gets to reap from it, gets to soak it in. Nothing's shut off. Nothing isn't worthy of it. This vast witnessing will never not be here. You will always be swimming in it, floating in it, landed in it. And it's always waiting for you to just unravel into it. You're doing it right now, just letting it happen. Just letting the body be surrendered to it. It's the safest thing in the world. There's nothing safer than to be connected to your true self. You're meant to do this. You're meant to merge with your truest self, body merged with oneness. and to really feel that. Feel oneness living you. You don't have the reins. What a relief. So we'll take our time, all the time you could want. To stretch and open your eyes, and we'll just play being separate. Play these different faces, looking back at each other. But it's the same witnessing looking out of those eyes. And we can still feel with our eyes open. Looking around the room, looking at each other. Notice the spaciousness, the peace, the lovingness, the light, softness and sweetness. Doesn't go away. It could never go away. It still permeates your eyes. It still permeates your hands, your throat, your chest. Where would it go?